How you doing? Master Gorino here today, and what we just showed you was a 5-board break of pine. And a lot of people are always curious as when martial artists break wood if the wood is real, and it certainly is, and if there's a trick to it. There's not really tricks, but there are some techniques that you might want to know. Some of the things you need to think about, first of all, are developing accurate speed to give you power. Now notice I said that it's accurate speed. Speed alone will get you the power, but if I'm not accurate and I'm not hitting the proper area on the board, it won't break. Second thing you need to think about is the part of my body that I'm using to strike the wood or bricks or whatever with. If I'm not hitting with the right part of my foot or my hand, then it's not going to break. In other words, when I hit those boards, I hit them with my heel. Alright, and when I was doing that, I had to make sure that the heel hit with the corner of the heel to get maximum impact. In other words, if you're going to go through this much wood, I have to make sure that the first board is really impacted hard and starts to send the shock through. I also have to drive my foot through the wood to make sure that I don't just go halfway. If I'm going slow, of course, it's not going to happen. With speed, I'm getting the power. You notice that I hit dead center on the boards, if I can find one here. We're looking at just about halfway on the board. I think these are kind of off a little bit, but I did not want to hit up in the corners of the side. Also, we wanted to make sure that as we're hitting, we're key-opping, we're yelling, we're making sure we're focusing all of it, because as mysterious as it sounds, you do have internal energy that you want to, again, initiate and put through the wood. So that's some of the things to talk about. I'm going to just put another board up here just to kind of give you an idea what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, we have our handy-dandy little board breaker holder here. So what I want to think about, whether I'm using my hand or my foot, is I don't want, I'll use my hand for example, I don't want my technique to slide along the board or to slide up the board. Basically I need it to kind of contact the board or impact the board in a way that it's going straight. And I call this the plane of impact. So it's not coming down, it's not going up, it's not sliding. The plane of impact has to hit here and come straight in, and then you need less power. The wood will break a lot more easily. And if I was to hit that incorrectly going up or down, it won't break. The same thing when we're using our feet. We want to think about that plane, because our hands are a little easier to control in most cases. I think, we've been doing more things with our hands all of our life. They tend to be a little more coordinated. But I've seen people do things where they were hitting the wood, even one simple board like this, whacking the wood, hitting the wood, nothing's going, and then I walk up and I tell them I'm going to hit the board as lightly as I can, and I bring my foot up and just kind of go, and it breaks. Now it probably looks so easy, you're saying, geez, it's probably fake wood. But it's not true, it's just the way that I'm hitting it. That's why you can do 5 or 6 or 7 boards, whatever you want to do, or bricks. A lot of times people think that the cinder blocks are a lot harder than the wood, but technically all the porous material in the cinder blocks, it looks cool, but it's not quite as hard. So again, when you're doing this, excuse me, you want to make sure of the 3 things, okay? Speed, accurate speed, okay? Hitting the exact spot you want to hit, okay? Obviously it's going to give you power. Key out, get that internal energy going, and then the plane of impact is really important. We have something called the speed break that we do, and I'm just going to do a quick speed break, because when something is braced up against here, it makes it a little easier to break. But what I'd like to do is just demonstrate a speed break where the board will be dangling from my assistant's fingers, and that way it's not braced. Now I have to hit it so hard and so fast that before the board can move out of her hands, it has to break. So we're just going to swing the camera out that way just a little bit. And if you could just check to make sure.
Have it in.
Okay. Is that going to work pretty good?
Perfect.
All right. So my assistant's going to come and hold. All right. Beautiful. So now it's loose. Probably she's holding it really tight. Okay, there we go. It's nice and loose so that it can move out of the way. So now it cracks even before it can leave her fingers. I hope this helps you get a start on breaking. A couple things to think about. If you're going to be breaking solid materials, wood, bricks, baseball bats, anything, you have to toughen up your body. You can't just hit something with the first day and expect nothing to hurt. I'm not sure if we can zoom in on the knuckles. I'll hold them out there and see if that'll get you an idea. If you're looking at the knuckles, you can see they're pretty well calloused and pretty good size. There's a lot of callus and extra bone on those knuckles from me hitting things. Yeah, thank you. The same thing with my feet and my body. I don't break as much as I used to, but when I was doing a lot of breaking for demo teams, if you look at the x-rays of my bones, they're a little bit thicker because they are constantly getting some micro fractures, and they are getting harder and thicker and thicker. If you see some of these guys on TV breaking ice and car doors and stuff, take a look at their bones. They're really thick. So if you're going to start breaking things, you need to begin a regimen of training the body parts that you're going to be hitting with to toughen up. And we'll talk about that another day. But right now, start working that heavy bag, start working all those different surfaces, and start getting that plane of impact really straight. Make sure we're getting our energy, work the speed, and work the striking surfaces. I hope that this has helped you get a little idea of how to start breaking. But down the line, we'll give you some toughening up exercises to help you get there. Thank you. Have a great day.